What's up? What's up? What's going on? So this is gonna be about Bruce Springsteen dissing Trump from the stage in his opening leg overseas, and he says he's unfit and he called him for treason and everything. I got no problem with it. I got no problem with the boss at all. Now I don't even claim to be a big Springsteen fan, but I did buy some of his records back in the day. Very familiar with his East Street Band, you know. Um, Springsteen has always been like a grassroots kind of artist who was big, born in the USA, which was a used unfortunately by conservatives, and he didn't want it to be like that because he was always trying to acknowledge the Vietnam vets, something that Trump will never know nothing about because he was a draft dodger. And I would not imagine someone who, if you know Springsteen's background, his ancestry.com, etc., has from migrants, from immigrants. Of course, he's not going to clap for the kind of rhetoric, the racist, divisive rhetoric that Trump puts out there, and how he gets down. You know, I miss the days when music artists spoke out against what's going for so-called presidencies and political, especially when it's conservatives. Where are these rappers at? Because they bought and paid and sold off and auctioned off. Most of them are scared because they associate with Diddy, and the others is because they tax dependent, and the others because they got pending situations, and so they don't want to be on the other side. They're afraid to speak their truth. Anybody of coherent sound mind knows that Trump is unfit, and the racist rhetoric, the 2025 plan, all the stuff, the distraction, you know. And I tell it like this: something Springsteen won't say, but I will say. If Diddy locked up, why not Trump? I mean, it's there. It's there. So you make it make sense. You try to tell people that are coming along going to school education that how does 34 convictions, 35 convictions equal presidency? How does it equal that you get to be exempt, that you get to be put on a pedestal? How does that work? So I applaud Bruce Springsteen for being one of the few true people in the entertainment industry who ain't sitting up there, and Robert De Niro too. I applaud them 110,000%. I miss it when people spoke truths about what they see that is unfit and unjust. Because yes, I can sit here and say Joe Biden was too old to be up in there, and he, you know, but I didn't deny how I felt about that. I don't know why a country that claims to be so progressive and so futuristic and they so ageist and everything wants old Archie Bunker diaper wearing cats running the country. I don't get it. Old white men telling you what to do. I don't get it. I don't understand it. But I do know that they don't want no women up there. I do that. And they don't want another Obama. I know that. Those things are going to be very few and far in between because they rather just stick to the Jim Crowism and stick to what they do. So I applaud Springsteen for speaking out about the embarrassment, the psychological manipulation, and just the whole what is this? You know, of course, you look at people ignorant and stupid that this is the best they can come up with. If you're a logical person, educated person, you don't sit there and tell me you got degrees on your wall, you're enlightened, you are middle class, you upper class, and all you can come up with to represent your country is Trump. I mean, really? That's as good as it gets. I feel like that scene in Scarface when Tony Montana was like, "This is what you go for. This is as good as it gets. This is what you want. This is it." I mean, really, think about it. It's embarrassing beyond belief. A person who is really trying to push agendas are separate and unequal, pushing agendas that have nothing to do with anything that is uplift. But this is what people tolerate. Bruce Springsteen gets up there, performs, and I got no problem with it. I challenge other artists, or you just afraid of that you won't get your money straight, or you afraid that there is no industry no more. So when you get up on stage now, you are paying for survival because there's no more industry. The industry as you know it is gone. So it's not like he's up there trying to chart another new album. You know, it's not like gonna be another Tunnel of Love. You know, he's speaking. It's not going to be another Nebraska. He's speaking from what he's encountering and what he sees. I think it makes it even more cooler, especially for a white male to come out there and say that sort of thing. Because see, you know, People need to hear that. But there are going to be people who are going to say, well, he's senile, he this and then the other. Oh, really? Last I checked, Springsteen didn't have to get nobody to dismiss anything against him. Last I checked, he, and before people say he's just an artist or this and that and the other, I said, well, no, Trump's an artist too. you know, you know what kind of artist he is, and you know how the industry is. And when people call, and he's from the area too. Springsteen is from the area, so he know very well, just like Rob De Niro, they know very well what Trump's about and what this agenda is about, and it is embarrassing beyond belief. So I applaud Springsteen for airing out Trump on stage, and I welcome it, and I co-sign it, and I wish more artists would too, because I think that that's what's missing. Where are the artists who are up against him? And why I know why people ain't talking about the obvious situations that are these athletes getting bought and paid and grinning, going to the White House and all shuffling and all giddy, An honor for what? Honor for who? Messing with Black history, messing up with people's livelihood. This tariff mess, which is a bad joke. Springsteen talked about all that. You're trying to whitewash history and do everything because you got to pay your daddy. And we're going to look at how this thing's going to turn out. So Springsteen gets claps and daps from me on this for real. I wish more artists took a stand about what's really going on. But a lot of them are worried about Diddy and what could be happening. And they're worried about their own personal backing in the past because they want to be just in case they need to get a pardon. Which seems to be handed out because if you scratch my back, I scratch yours. If you don't put yourself in that situation. But what about the ones who are not in that situation? How come it's so deafening quiet? Who is writing the songs and talking about what's really going on in D.C.? Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another. Share it if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out one time. Peace.